People, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. I'm not going to add in Crystal Edge Technology Screen Gunmetal because, again, as I said already before, I really don't see, um, I don't see, but from all the testing I've done down through years, I've done a lot of testing. I started off with light grays and mid grays and dark grays and charcoals and gunmetal and black technology and certified screens. I've tested so many certified screens, it's not even funny. So many different calibers of projectors and inside and outside and on-site and not on-site, ceilings and floors and tables and styrofoam bed sheets and you name it, we've pretty much done it. So out of all the testing we have done, the only thing that I see that is a more superior screen is black. Because again, you have to be able to produce a 100% contrast level. Even though for some reason I don't know how this gets skipped. I really don't know how it gets skipped. Where people talk about projection screens all the time. They talk about the colors, they talk about the white levels, and then they talk about the contrast, but they never say 100%. You have to have 100% contrast. So if we have a gunmetal technology, this kind of defeats the purpose of what we're talking about and what I'm preaching about saying that how you have to have a 100% black screen. If you're going to call it TV worthy or OLED worthy, it has to be 100% black. So this is the reason why I decided on September the 1st. September the 1st. Let me see. Even though we thank Mr. Kelly for doing a wonderful demonstration on the gunmetal technology, but I'm not making it anymore because again, as I said before, you know, I'm into designing the more superior technology, and the most superior technology we develop is black. There's no point in basically coming on camera and saying, well, you know, hey, you want the best screen, you want the black screens, the best screens, and then we have a screen that's gray, which is not, well, actually gunmetal, near black, but gunmetal. Let me see. And the reason why we consider the gunmetal to not be on our level because I've tested tons of gunmetal surfaces and they just don't have the ability to maintain next to a black screen, especially our technology at that. Let me see, where is my calendar at? Oh, this is my calendar. All right, yeah, so the 1st of September, we will be removing the marketplace for good. I will not be developing any more gunmetal products, not ever. There's just no point. I'll be going backwards. I literally will be going backwards if we go near gunmetal. We've already beaten gunmetal. We know what gunmetal cannot produce a 100% contrast. I'm only interested in testing technology that has 100% contrast. TVs have 100% contrast, so that's where we're going at. Because right now, there is no screen, no black screens out there. I have never seen one. I haven't seen one. Anyway, the other ones we have seen, there's no proper testing. There is no black certified screens of any kind anywhere at all. It's every single one of them is gunmetal. This is what I mean by separating myself from the industry. We're not even technically, we're not even anywhere near what you could call a part of the industry, projection screen industry or business, whatever we're going to call it today, because we have black screens. Everybody else has gray, either light gray or a white screen or gunmetals, but no black. Now, what I've seen from one person who did try to develop a black screen, it didn't go well for him. He had a product that even at dark gray couldn't produce the color dark gray. It came out very light gray, and I'm still baffled how that would even happen. So again, you know, finding a screen paint that has years of testing underneath of it that can back its product on every level, yeah, that's something we've been looking for quite some time since we started developing black technology. And let me show you how far we go back. Some people think that we just started, like, nope. We have been developing black technology Since, let me see. For a crystal onyx. These are the first developments of our black technology. They go back around 8 years ago. 8 years we were developing black technology. It wasn't basically something we just started now. We've been developing black technology for a very long time. As I said before, it takes years of work to do it. And any screen paint we see pop up that claims it has that capability, later on, it doesn't last that long because it doesn't have that capability. There's a lot of testing that has to be done on that product before you can even launch it. So a ton of testing that needs to be done. So, let me see, black onyx test. This is one of our early videos from 8 years back on a QB projector, little portable projector. This is 8 years ago. When I tell you it takes years, it takes years. And a lot of testing, a ton of testing. Black screens are extremely temperamental. Anything could go wrong. You have to make sure that thing is going to work every single time. If it doesn't work every single time, you're going to have problems. It's going to pop up all kinds of jacked up problems. So I know for any black screen paints we see pop up, we know when we go check out their products and look for testing, there's no testing. So you can see, years and years of testing. That was around, let me see, that was around, let me see, 8 years ago, 8 years. So it takes a long time to develop black technology. But as for gunmetal, we've done gunmetal. We've done so many gunmetal demonstrations, it's not even funny. Are we hooked the mics in here? I think we are with the mics in here. Certified screens. Certified screens run into gunmetal. This is usually gunmetal technology and certified. Let me see. Let me go over to here. Go back here. So some people are saying, but gunmetal is more superior. Not next to ours. Is it because, you know, the whole purpose of the gunmetal screen was to be able to produce a higher contrast level. And they don't produce higher contrast levels because a black screen produces a more higher contrast. And this is what I realized in doing tests on certified projection screens, that our technology was pulling a much higher contrast level. This right here is several certified screens, and our screen producing better color because our screen can actually see a 100% black level. Here we are in dedicated theater room setups. Let's see, let's go to slow color changeout. It shows you through all the testing we have done on certified screens that we just can see at the end of the day that a gunmetal screen does not have the capability to produce a 100% black level, and a 100% black level is needed. If you're basically going to be showing off blues, you want a 100% blue, you want a 100% red, you want everything 100%. White levels, regardless, are going to drop. They're going to drop dramatically. They're going to drop dramatically. They're going to drop. Whether the screen has to be 100% white to see 100% white levels. But the most important level you're going to need is going to be color. Screen has to generate a high enough white level to produce color, and color for one point, not contrast, but color. But again, you know, the main color you're going to need is going to be black. You have to have black. Any one of these certifiers can generate white because they have this protective coating, because it's a darker screen, it can generate black levels. But the main purpose of a gunmetal is not a white level, it's a dark contrast. Every form of technology wraps around black contrast. You have to have 100% black to actually have a dominant screen. Gray screens are below that. Gray screens are actually screens that are pretty much, what do you call them? Here we go. Our demonstration up here in the front. There we go. Gray screens are pretty much screens that are designed to see contrast. But the problem with the gray screen is it can't compete with a gunmetal because the gunmetal can pick up a much darker level. It's all about contrast. It has never ever been about the white level, ever. Always been about contrast and color. So these are certified screens. Again, it's one of our black technologies. And that shows you how advanced our black levels are in a fully lit environment, which we're using ambient light projection technology, compared to a screen that these screens can't go top of. These screens that can't see contrast and color. That's all certified technology sitting up there. Plus a couple of sheets of white paper to show you how far we can wash out a gunmetal screen. So that's the reason why we're not making any more gunmetal. A gunmetal, we feel, is in the past. If it doesn't have the ability, now say if these certified screens come out with a black screen, then welcome to the future. Other than that, if you're using gunmetal, you're in the past. If you're using a gray screen, you're definitely in the past. If you got a white screen, you are definitely in the past. It's right there. Anytime, any certified screen, I'll give you a call out. Any certified screen, DMP, Supernova, Black Diamond, who want to care who you are at the end of the day. If you want to argue this with me and tell me that I'm wrong, that a gunmetal screen is superior, I'll take your sample sheet, send it to me, no problem. I'll give you my address, and I'll basically put you against one of these black screens in here and pull up a star field and see if you can match my contrast levels. And you won't. And more than that, I'll even challenge you on color too. And I guarantee I'll wash out your product. That's the reason why we're not designing any more gunmetal. There's no point. It's a waste of energy, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of resource to do it. We do thank Mr. Kelly for doing a fantastic job and showing off the products. But right, like I said, the black technology is more advanced. Now, even though the WeMax and all them would benefit off that technology, again, it's not worth my time. I don't want to do it. Honestly, truthfully, I don't want to do it. I want to move forward. That's what I want. I want the latest and best technology. And that's the latest and best technology is black. So there's your reason, there's my reason why. I don't like to say things without backing them up. Now, do I think the certified screens are unbuyable? No, they're actually they're fantastic technology. They're way better than gray and white screens, I'll tell you that much. But next to our technology, no, they're not. So that's why I decided to keep in mind our gunmetal technology we developed can easy take out any certified screen because all gunmetals are tested, and we still don't feel that it's not superior enough to our technology. Now this is what I typed into the search engine. At the top, I typed in ambient light projection, black screen paint. So if there is one out here, we should be able to track it down. That's not black, that's gray. That'll be us, that's black, that's our technology, This is Danny's so-called do-it-yourself black paint, which had Vaseline or body gel in it, and that stuff hot spotted the screen like crazy. That didn't come out too well at all, period. That came out absolutely horrible. It was against a Supreme 8. This is the ingredients that he gave out for free. This is what? Untested product, gave it out for free, made claims that the product would work, and the product didn't work. It actually hot spotted like crazy. And on ultra short throws, it had an extremely difficult time picking up on ultra short throw displays. So I'm pretty much got an understanding he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to black paints. As you can see, I told you that his site didn't stay open long because, again, you know, there's no testing on your product and you don't know exactly what the reaction's going to be. That's why you have to test this stuff, and you have to put it through some real serious testing, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to run into some really serious problems. That's what's going to happen. He was the one talking about don't put silver mica in his products. He was putting silver mica in his paints to try to produce higher white levels. But that's something he told you that you don't do, but he was actually doing it in his own products. He just ran into one of the complications I ran into when I was making this stuff was, this has nothing to do with gunmetal, but it's just to tell you that you got to be careful about people make these fast, quick products and claim these products are going to work, and they don't work because they haven't done any testing. They're just taking stuff off the top of their head and just throwing stuff together. This is actually Danny's product right here. He put it up for free on YouTube. No one made it. No one's going to ruin their screen. This thing hot spotted like crazy because it had body gel in it. Be careful with this stuff. This is against the Supreme 8. This is the same mess. Y'all call yourself, you know, it's funny. This is the same mess when they call themselves making our black paint. It's the same mess. The same ingredients, the same mess. Same thing. You don't know what y'all doing. You're just recycling nonsense. This is the same thing that was in the Noor and the other paint he was trying to make. The same thing. The same thing. That's the body gel right there. That's the mica. That's the stuff he claims that he doesn't put in his products. That stuff is in his products. We can tell. We can literally tell. I can tell by looking on camera what's in there. It's in there. Stuff has a problem with ultra short throws. It really has. It's like the daylights have an ultra short throw projector. That's why his products work. When he said he can't use it with ultra short throws, we automatically knew because we tested this stuff already. We made this, and it wouldn't work for an ultra short throw for jack. The screen kept coming up too black. It wouldn't pick up. So that's how we found out when we saw the demonstration. He said, no ultra short throws. I'm like, yep, there's Mike in it. Now, what's dangerous about mica? Mica is extremely fine. This stuff comes airborne extremely quick. You breathe this stuff in, you're gonna have a lot of problems. Your kids breathe this in, they're gonna have bigger problems. Your pets breathe this in, they're gonna have bigger problems too. This stuff will hit the ground and leave a small, thin layer of whatever, of that surface. And dogs like the everything that's on the ground, they'll breathe that in. Your kids will come in, that stuff will leave like a nice coating or dusting on something. And kids always gotta have it sticking their fingers in their mouths. This stuff will poison your kids. It's not, it's made for cosmetics. That's what it's made for. So people use this in their home and they're not thinking, little air get to this, or you drop some of this, it'll go airborne extremely quick. Every place. Just contaminated your house. They don't tell you that. He did tell you, saying the demonstration is very poisonous. Like, it's not made for that. It's made for cosmetics. That's why you see me wearing gloves. Everything I had was in an area where I had control over, I can dump it on the trash. I'm looking for something on here. And also put a disclaimer in there, don't use it, blah, 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 you know, something adults only. I'm looking for. Anyway, yeah, that mess was a mess, hot mess. Let me go back in here and try to figure out if there's anything else. There's a guy called I Paint Screens, but I haven't seen anything from him at all, period. Cinema Gray is not a black screen. We've had it, we tested it already. It's not a black screen. I remember this guy right here. But the problem is that it's black screen, it's not ambient light projection because there's not enough light in the environment. And on top of that, there's no white level test, low lumen test. They just think the white levels are picking up correctly. Let me bring this a little bit down here. So the environment is way too dark. Ambient light projection, especially black technology, can absorb lots of light, a lot of light. This is how a test is supposed to pull up when you're doing a black screen. See all the light we have in the environment, all the white walls reflecting light back to the screen, to the strip in the middle that shows the difference between night and day. That's how you display a black technology. Can't be in the dark. If it's in the dark, then something's wrong there because that's a black screen. So you're trying to absorb light. This is the reason why we're just not going to be doing any more gunmetal, because like I said before, gunmetal does not have what black screens are designed, or our black technology is not. I can't talk about anybody else's because we don't know. That's not black, we know that from the door. Technically, to tell you the truth, we're the only black screen paints on the market. That's it. We're the only ones. There's nobody else that makes black screen paints. We're the only ones. Let me see. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to look into. So as I said before, September the 1st, I will be discontinuing all our gunmetal products because I said before, we feel that gunmetal technology is not as advanced as black technology, and there's no point in going backwards. It's just going completely backwards if we develop a gunmetal technology. It's a waste of time. Look up AR black projection screens. You can find it certified here somewhere. Maybe I'll get lucky. Nope, first ones to pop up will be us. We're the first ones to pop up. We're the only ones that have black screens. Black diamond is not black, it's gunmetal. That's our technology right there. We're the only ones who have black screens. So no, at the end of the day, people understand. If your screen can't see 100% black, then again, your screen is not a true ambient projection screen, and it's not a true projection screen. Without black, you have to have 100% black. How can people sit there and say, oh, but I gotta have a 100% blue, green, red, orange, purple? Gotta have all your colors have to be 100%. White levels, but you don't need a black level. That's 100%. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. So you're gonna use a shade of gray for black. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna work out real nicely. That's the reason why, like I said, we're not designing any more gray screens. It's just pointless. Absolutely pointless. Look at the difference. It's pointless. Gunmetal technology is in the past. So as of September the 1st, the site will be removed. Not the website, I'm keeping my website, we need that. We got a new black technology coming out. That aqua paint that we make for, yeah, it's gonna be black. We figured out something pretty crazy with that technology. And we're gonna make it jet black, but it can actually produce an extremely high blue for fish tank applications, which is good, because I need black levels, very high black levels with that technology. And this right here, this is all being discontinued. September the 1st, it will be removed from the website. We will never ever make a gunmetal as long as I live, ever, because it's pointless. I can't talk about 100% black level if we got a screen that's gray. It's not going to produce 100% contrast, ever. And mind you, the technology you're seeing right there can knock out a gunmetal certified easily. And yet we consider that to be not good enough to be in our category. So we're discontinuing it for good. That tells you the level of technology of where we're at. And again, as I said before, I'm separating myself from the industry. We don't consider our stuff from now on. When we do the new upgrade for the dedicated black Cinemax, it will have a new form of ambient light projection embedded into it. It'll be definitely changed for 2024. Because as I said before, we want to go against the TV. The TV is the only thing I want to get challenged from. For those people who feel that, oh, but no, the TV is the only thing. What screen could we challenge against right now? Name one screen that could give us competition right now. One. That can beat a black screen. None. There's nothing out there. And for those people who claim to have black paints, I looked you up. You're not even on YouTube. We are on YouTube. But when we check your testing, what testing do you have that you can prove your product to be worthy of our time? You have no testing. There's nothing there. So why would I waste my time in considering your product against my technology if you have no testing? You saw the results of someone trying to make black products. What happened to them? They couldn't last 4 months. They couldn't even get a dark gray to produce a dark gray. It came out mid-gray. That right there, range gain, that crap doesn't even freaking exist. Just making stuff up as they go along. Gray screen paints? Oh, please. 8 years ago? Yeah, that's no, 11 years ago. That's gray screen paint territory. White screens? Well, take it back to the silent era, because that's how old the white screen is. They've been around since the silent era of movies. Gunmetal technology, expensive, can't see 100% contrast, has to be in ambient light controlled environments, can't pull proper color, next to black technology. So what are we testing against? What am I testing my 2024 technology against? There is nothing for us to test against except for a TV. That's the only thing we have that we can consider to be competition. The industry has been around forever. They have been around forever. And you mean to tell me that we have a black technology and no one has this yet? No certified screen sits up here with a black screen yet? They're still doing the same demonstration. This is a gray screen. This is a gray screen. This is a gray screen. It's the same thing over and over again. Literally, it's the same thing. Same wagon, different color. What's the difference? I tested all their stuff. What's the difference? Some gunmetal can produce better darker than other gunmetals. All right, give them that much. Some produce better color. But at the end of the day, none of them can see black. That's what it comes down to. None of them can see the color black. Black is extremely important. Try watching Batman on a gunmetal screen versus our technology and see how that pans out for you. Our customers can generate 100% black levels. A gunmetal won't be to reach it or even see it. I tell you something. What I found, some of the demonstrations I've seen already, I think I'm saying it right, when they did their demonstration at the show, I'm sorry, but it was pitiful. That was pitiful. When I was looking at that, like, gee, this is where we're going at. This is where projectors are going at now. They're bringing out these freaking crackerjack projectors that have these poor contrast capabilities, the matching screens that have no contrast capabilities. This is the road we're traveling down. I don't want to be a part of this crap. There's no way in the world. There is no way in the world. You're going to complain about lights 21 feet in the air. My lights are not 21 feet in the air. So what's going to happen if I put that screen in my environment? What kind of issues am I going to run into? Got to update the firmware. Literally, this is where we're going now. We got to update firmware on projectors to get images to pop up. Yeah, that's pretty sad. That's pretty bad. Elite Screens did a demonstration at a show at a hotel. There was literally more light in the hallway than there was in the actual room where the projectors were sitting. The entire room environment was dim. And that's not a cheap screen, by the way. I've tested all their gunmetal. We've even tested diamond. We tested diamond when we had gunmetal technology. Diamond has never been tested against a black screen. What do you think the reaction of that would be? So am I interested in testing it out? No. Until one of these certified screens come up with a genuine 100% black technology, then we'll basically go side by side. Other than that, it's a waste of my time. The only reason why we did the demonstration against the gunmetal technology, because I can't get on camera and say out of my mouth, oh, we can take out a gunmetal and never taken out a gunmetal certified screen. I get a lot of trouble for that. I have to back that up. I followed all the guidelines of what projectors can use. It can't be on ultra short throws, or we couldn't use ultra short throws. We went out and we bought certified screens that were ultra short throw only. We did everything by the book, everything. If they sit there and they cry and they whine about, oh, it's not fair, Mr. Bird, because you were in an environment that was an ambient light control. Well, here's my argument here. How are you calling that an ambient light projection screen if you got to be in a controlled environment? It's not ambient light, you know what I mean? Can't call it a super race car if it only goes 20 miles an hour. I don't know how that works. All right, so let's cut this short because I got some things to take care of. As of September the 1st, this is going. We're going to keep the website. It's going to be an information page. I am going to turn this page into aqua black. What, the freak is aqua black? Ha ha ha. There's always something going on in Mr. Bird's mind at the end of the day. Always something going on. Yeah, we got something cool coming out. So we're going to be turning this page into an advertisement for aqua black. It'll be on the Crystal Edge technology screens. And it'll be available in 2024. All right, well, that's basically about it. Yeah, because I know people saying, oh, but you think that, if I'm telling you that gunmetal is beneath us and we're just not bothering with it anymore, if I tell you the reason why we're stepping away from the industry because it's a 24-hour cracker jack box of circus rides, because it is. Come on, look at the demonstrations now. Ultra short though projectors, less than a foot away from hitting a screen at 100 inches in an ambient light controlled environments. The lighting in the environments are all freaking fake. Let me give you little ideas and see what this looks like. Customized dedicated theater room. Let me see, customized. Try our new AI. Oh, this is where we're going to now? Are you kidding me? This is where we're going to? AI powered experience. You go, no, well, no, thank you. You remember that guy who worked at Google quit because he said he saw something really, really terrifying coming up in the future. Look what popped up. Try our new AI powered experience. No, thank you. I'm good. This man. Because it's people are complaining about right now on Facebook. A lot of these images are popping up are not real, they're fake images. Why would I want to look at something fake? I'd rather look at the real thing. Perfect example. Now, see the environment here? See where the screen is at? Hate to bring your name up in here, Danny, but this is exactly what you did to your room. When I watched your demonstration, there was no light making contact with your screen. You know why? Because your screen was tucked away in a little tiny pocket. This, if you have any windows in the environment, they won't be able to hit this because they're going to bypass this because it's in this little pocket here. They'll put lights here and lights here. Nothing will be near the screen. It'll be away from the screen. Most likely it'll have a little lip here at the top, but none of that will make contact because the screen's in this little protective pocket. You know why? Because you can see a shadow casting right here where the light's not hitting it because it can cast a shadow. And then they'll put little lights here and here. Some of them will have, let me see, another one. See, always the pocket. This is one of the key features when they do a dedicated theater room. They always stick the screen in a little pocket. So you put lights here and lights here. That's not going to affect the screen. It's going to bypass it. Now, if you're doing like well, they do this for demonstrations for ambient light screening, so have them in this kind of environment because they know they can have the screen tucked away in here. And they can have it look like a nice setting here. We'll put some lights here and here. We'll put some lights over here and here. And none of this will be affected by the light in the environment. They're light dodging. This is all rehearsed setup. And we'll put some lights over here, and it'll give you the illusion that you're in a fully lit environment when your screen is actually tucked away in a little tiny pocket. Now, if you were to take this screen out of this little pocket and stick it up against a flat wall where it can't run from any ambient light, well, guess what? Your screen's going to completely wash out. And then even in this little tiny pocket over here, being a gray screen or a gunmetal screen, you won't see 100% contrast. You can't pick up color because if a more superior screen like ours pops up in this demonstration, yeah, you're going to see a massive difference between one over the other. That's like looking at a black diamond versus a white screen. You'll see a massive difference between the black diamond and the white screen. There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. But usually when we see people do their setups, like how Danny set up his setup, he had the screen tucked away in a little pocket. So that way that when he did his demonstrations, the screen would fade less because less light was making contact with the screen. That's why. Now, if you're doing something like this, There is no place for your screen to run from because it's not in the little pocket anymore. So any light coming, it's going to hit the screen. Not so much these lights right here. He has two condensed lights right here, and here I don't know why he doesn't have these on. But this one right here with a lamp, lights directed here and here. Not much is going to come from side to side unless he pulls that lampshade off. See how bright it is here? See how dark it is over here? Still, that's going to wash it either way. I love looking at these. This is what I look at when I come on here and I check out these right here all together. See, look, again, another little pocket. Right in here, nice little pocket. Nice little dark environment. Living room setting with projection screen. Now let's talk about the living room, because you know your living room is not going to. You don't want to turn your living room to a cave, do you? All right. So let's see what we got here. Just that eyewall projector. I know that's what it is. Let me see. Let's look at the living room setting. We don't want to go to the projector itself. We just want to look at the living room setting. Average living room settings with projectors. Can't be in a fully lit environment. Your screen will wash out. Majority, most people get screens anyway, get white screens anyway. You have to be in the dark. There's no light hitting the screen at all, period. Look at the floor. Tell by looking at the floor. Look at this one right here. This is what people are turning their living rooms into now. Gee whiz Louise, that's really dark. And there, you can't even make out what's going on at the bottom right here. Usually, you would have, before the ambient light projection screens came into play, you had the two screens. You can't have these lights on. The screen would wash out. They got a short throw projector sitting right up on top of the screen, and you have some lights right here. But usually people would have the two projection screens set up. You would never see an image pop up on here, ever. They'll show the screen, this is what you will see, but you'll never see the image up there because it's a white screen that would completely wash out. But what you would get is you would get the two projection screens set up. You would have the TV behind here, which you would watch in the hours you see now, and then at nighttime they would pull the motorized projection screen down and you would watch your movies at night. Couldn't do that in the daytime because that was virtually impossible. Oh, sorry about that. We're over here looking at this now. See? They never show you an image on there. They can't show you an image because it's not going to pull up. Got to darken that environment if you want that screen to pull. Now see how there's light between these curtains? You can't have that in a fully lit environment. That screen would wash completely out. It wouldn't even be there anymore. This is when we have brought technology to the page. Let's show you something that basically, well, you're not going to see any demonstrations like that either. That's gunmetal technology. Let's skip all that. Let's go to this. Can't get any more ambient light than that. 150-inch screen outside at around 5 o'clock in the evening hours and a projector of $270. There you go. I had a conversation with the fellow, like I told you, does a demonstration with the one window open, and he talks and so and so and so. And he's a nice guy. We had a nice little conversation and all. And we got to talking about ambient light projection. I would explain to him he doesn't have enough light in his environment, and he felt that I was basically sadly mistaken until I showed him this demonstration. And that was the end of the conversation. I mean, no more talk after that. There's no windows out here. You're dealing with all the elements in one hit, and at 150 inch, the bigger screen, the more light your screen has to take in. Notice we have no washout, no fading to the screen. How it looks fantastic, nice and bright and vivid. It's a 720p projector. Did you know that? So after all the demonstrations I just showed you a few minutes ago in pictures and stuff, people being trapped in dark environments, we can come out here and show you this. Look how beautiful the image. Remember I told you the green looks washed out and faded, looks dried out, and this is how green is supposed to look on the screen. Not looking like the grass that I have here in the middle of autumn. Must be a nice, bright green. See how beautiful those colors pop? That's because the screens are black, that's why. Oh, dual projection screen setups. 720p, 1080p, which is which? Which is which? I love doing those right there. People can't figure out which one's which. Let's see if we have any other ones going further up here.
Okay, how we doing out there? First things first.
Ooh, way too loud on that one. This is my favorite one right here. This shows a motorized projection screen right here outside showing a movie. This is why black technology is far more superior, because again, we never took gunmetal outside. The reason why we never suggested taking gunmetal outside, because it wouldn't survive it. Now the time of the day we're outside, it wouldn't survive at all, period. And if I'm going to be watching a movie, I want to see 100% black. I don't want to see gray, and I don't want to see, even though we produce a very dark contrast, on a gunmetal, I can tell the difference between the two, because I'm used to working around black technology, that's why. See how bright it is out there? No dark corners, none of that. Screen just sitting right there open. We got our Epson projector right there. Got it for 150 bucks. That's one of my favorite demonstrations. Just bringing the screen down and watching all that light make contact with that screen. And look how beautiful that image pops. You know, all the other screens I've seen, like I said, I do my research, are tucked away in these custom-made environments where they have the screens tucked away in little pockets and all that stuff at the end of the day, where, you know, your screen's just not going to work. That's all to it. Now, I don't care if people want to argue with me from sun up to sundown, and they want to sit there and say, well, you're wrong.
You're not there, first things first.
Well, if I'm wrong, at the end of the day, how about you do that demonstration for me? Show me that I'm wrong. Take your Optima GT55, drop it at 140 inches, take it outside, and do the demonstration I just did without your screen washing out. You can barely make it inside. You're definitely not going to make it outside. Gray screens and white screens and even gunmetal, they're outdated. It's an outdated screen. My star field right there. That's all you got to do is just do that. Produce a 100% black level. If a gray or gunmetal screen is a more advanced technology, so all you have to do is that. I can read a white level. That's not a problem. I can even do it in the snow.
I use crystal edge technology.
Demonstration done in the snow. There you go. White level in the snow on a black screen in the snow, and you can see my projector is nowhere to be found because my projector is sitting on the other side of the yard. I'm using a short throw to try to enhance the picture. Now ultra short throw. I'm halfway. I'm on the other side. That's why you can't find the projector. It's right behind you. Everything's gated. Let's get some more snow levels in there. So our technology can read white. We've conquered that already. We can read 100% perfect color. We can pick up a 100% black level. Gunmetals can read a white level. They can't pick up 100% contrast. They can't even match our color levels. Gray screens can pick up a white level. They can't see contrast. They definitely can't match our color. And then when you look at white screens, they can pick up a white level, but they can't see contrast. They can't see color either. We can do all of them. We can transition, which means I can go from a star field over to skin tones into color and back and forth. They can't do that. The minute they transfer over to color and contrast, the screens start fading. How much light in the environment? That's another thing. They're not ambient light projection technology either. The gunmetal is actually a little bit more better in ambient light projection than the gray and white screens, but our technology is more advanced than the gunmetal when it comes to ambient light projection, especially the 2024 technology that absorbs sunlight. Nothing to find there. Go back over here. One demonstration designed to blow out any screen talking trash at the end of the day. Any screen that comes up and says to me that they have real ambient light projection technology, well, that screen right there can see, you can watch Star Wars outside in the daytime hour. White screen can't fire up, gray screens can't fire up, and I think the only screens I've seen outside in that area, in the projection area of outside technology, is the Yardmaster. And the Yardmaster is light gray and silver, so there's no way in the world it'd be to produce that. And that's a 720p projector. What's 720p? No. We didn't have that projector at the time. We had the Sony VPL FH30. Ooh, that customer just required. He just showed me a projector that he bought. I got a base, and it's a Sony too. I got to show him this one right here, this demonstration we did right here. You'll get a kick out of this one. You say FH30, that projector here is very old. It's like a 2012 model. So that's why we never made a gunmetal for outside, ever, because the gunmetals don't react. They don't react right outside, because again, like I say, even though the technology can absorb light, black screens are much better. They absorb 10 times more light. All right, okay. I think we not wasted enough time, but we talked about enough here. We're done here, so that's basically about it. As of September the 1st, the page for our marketplace will be removed, and we'll get ready to set up for Black Aqua. All right, gotta go. Thank you, and God bless.